up in a Jeep, one that's made by Mercedes. I'ma buy it when it's cheap, and sell it for a preem. Know that water kinda D, so I'm so mad while I think you gon' probably need a team if you gon' run it up on me. Don't bring a crew to a coat fight, better buy some more time. Hold it till there's no time, meet me at the goal line. Dropping this like oh nah, the devil on my phone line, but haters kiss the decline. I'm buying contracts at the money, they said that I'm stupid. If you really think that you should short it, you won't do it. There's a fine line between affording and stupid. Anything I say, please don't do it. I'm just trying to be professional. Living through recession, bro. Kinda feel depressing, huh? You should watch the estimates. Company consensus. Earnings season, set it up. I'm about to hit consecutive. Bitch, I'm popping every quarter, bitch, it's earnings season. Like I'm chewing on the mic, I know you heard we eating. I don't do the pretty lines, I trade a different reason. You don't like what's on my mind, you can mute your TV. They buying THC, we buying TLT. You could go and change your life before, not 30. Hey, you should go and change your mind about ACB. You should do the right steps, it's the ABC. Got a house up in the hills, but I don't really like LA. You know I got a couple mil, but still it's 20 on the play. I break it down 100 ways, I'm talking 50 different plays. Assume a lot of them go miss, but one go keep me in the game. Damn, now can you get up off my back? They say they making lots of money, but they talking non-gap. Never thought I'd make a milli, now that's what I pay in tax. You ain't really gotta feel me, cause I know God got my back. Don't talk much, if it's a done deal. Plays I make are unreal, but the money's so real. You can hate and uphill, but the plays ain't conceal. I know you heard my mouth swear, you crackhead, you got no chill. I'ma never get this up like the girls I went to church with. Maybe I'll retire when I hostile take Berkshire. Don't fuck with your retire, I got Mivga on my shirt, bitch. But I didn't need an image, put a thumbs up on the Forbes list. Ha. That's in bed. Lester. Show me your mind. Ay, I got options, bitch. Talking like Honda, right to custom shit. I'ma get pushing cars on all my stocks. I has my shit vested in everything from value tested dividends. Living in houses in the hills, my life is different. Businesses, I've been doing that since I was little, yeah. Bigger than that, I'm doing the same thing on the biggest scale. Listen here, I can make $1 million anywhere. This ain't fair, I don't show my face cause I am everywhere. Let me in, you don't gotta like me, but the message ill. This is real, never make investments based on how you feel. Pick a field, but you cannot quit it till you get a deal. Need a will, otherwise you'll waste your time just spinning wheels. I do this opposite shit, they thought it was easy. Like I got here without reading, like I didn't give up sleeping. Tell me what the fuck's a weekend, tell me what the fuck's your reason for this dream you keep on dreaming. It's gonna leave if you don't lead it, huh? Got $1 in a dream, I need a couple cents. I'ma go and sell some preem, pay my mama's rent. But I bought that shit, watch me call the top and shit. I'm confident the cycle ends, and when it does I'll buy the dip. And then I get a nicer whip. The guy disliking all my vids will probably be a lot more pissed, but I'm just gonna pray he blessed. Wish I had time to hate this shit. I'm busy chasing greatnessness. I'm trading when the fade begins and selling when they don't kick it. I be talking options, I got lots of those in life. I could get you started, but I can't teach you to drive. I turn on my monitors and swear I come alive. Cash is always liquid, always dripping, never dry. I got options, bitch, talking like Honda, right there, got some shit. I'ma get pushing cars on all my stocks. I hedge my shit, vested in everything from value tech to dividends. Living in houses in the hills, my life is different. Businesses, I've been doing that since I was little, yeah. Bigger than that, I'm doing the same thing on the bigger scale. Listen here, I could make $1 million anywhere. This ain't fair, I don't show my face cause I am everywhere. Let me in, you don't gotta like me, but the message ill. This is real, never make investments based on how you feel. Pick a field, but you gotta get it till you get a deal. This is real. Yeah, pray for all of y'all. I hope you never lose your goals. The mark is volatile, don't be afraid to take it slow. It's as impossible to make the money if you broke. And mine's the obstacle, the strangest secret that you know. Adaptable, I had to go DiCaprio, plain as the wolf. Subtract the host, but add some dough. The rooster didn't come to roast, about to cope. But back with folks, it's rapid growth. I have a coat, I have a rose, I have some homes. I have to go contractual, selling those, but not my soul. I sell the clothes to buy some more. I'm with my bros, divide the dough. My high and low, my favorite hoe. I hit it when she drop it low. I'm never at the cop it close. Only buy options as homes. You don't got those, leave me alone. Hey man, it's a cop. 2020. It's one love, man. Yeah. Just feel like World War II, but I don't know what that would look like. So if I'm gone. All right. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome, investors. Thanks for showing up. If you're here, if you're watching this on the replay, shout out to you. Shout out to Mike. Thank you so much for letting me do this and broadcast to your viewers.
Naked monkeys. No, 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 no. Not yet. Too soon. But I mean, what a day. Let's get some music. What a day. Bulls are back. Apparently. We'll get into the charts, kind of see what that looks like. But as far as today goes, not a bad follow through. I think you're definitely headed in the right direction. Go. Alright, grab a coffee, grab a beer, grab a drink, grab a beverage of choice, sit down, relax. We're about to go through these markets. I think just jumping right into it, looking at the SPY today, you did have follow through. So what we're talking about last time was this big bullish engulfing candle, a 3-line strike. Look it up. You engulfed 1, 2, 3 previous negative trading days, still had some follow through, but look what you're doing right here. You are closing above it, right? So as we did speak about this on the last video, right? If you want to make this harmonic structure here, which it looks like you could do, volume, not bad, right? It is decreasing in volume. You are increasing in positive momentum on your MACD. Look where you are on your, look where you are on your RSI. You're back above 50. Are you in 60s? Not yet. You're approaching the bullish control zone, and if you can get back above here, look where you were rejected last time, 54. I'd watch for this on the RSI going forward. Of course, this is a daily time frame. We'll get into the 4-hour, but you know, just looking here, you are making a candle close high above your previous swing highs from the beginning of October. This is what you want to see if you want to be bullish. I don't have the chat up, sorry. Let me see. All right, so just kind of looking at the shark we were talking about on last week's Fridays, right? The X, the A, B, C, and the 886 is ideally where you end up. You are now breaking the B point. Once you do break this B point here, I mean, you have 1, 2, 3, 4 points out of 5 while you're breaking the B point here. I don't see why you don't run up and test the top. You have continuation on momentum building. Volume, meh, not too big of a concern. I'm okay with this volume here. You are higher than Wednesday, slightly below Thursday's volume, but it's fine. I think you're having a... Oh, sorry. I think you are going to see some follow-through momentum with this, and if you do make it up to 40.58, this is where I'd be taking profits. I did enter some positions today. I'll show you which ones those are, but currently this is what it's looking like on the daily. You are breaking above B. That's the facts. This is bullish momentum to the upside. As far as the 4-hour, let's see. Follow through. I mean, look at these green candles. Can we just give one time for the bulls? Second time for the bulls. This is positive. I mean, but here's the little concerning factor I only have. This is your 4-hour. Volume decreasing, right? This volume decreasing bar over bar as your price is accelerating to the upside. Slight bit of concern. Nothing too major. What are you saying? The August high. So this one here. Is that what we're talking about? Where am I? September, sorry. From your August peak, right? It makes sense to grab it here. Right? So if you even draw it that way, I think you're still having a breakout day. 1 top, 2 tops, 3 tops, breaking supply line. Yeah, I think it's fine to be bullish today. I think that's our biochemist here in the chat. Hype in the chat for biochemist. But I mean, look what you're doing. The SPY, it's bullish.
You're crazy.
If you want to connect this, I mean, absolutely. And then still, your shark is even visible on your 4-hour, right? Your X, A, your B, your C at a 1.3, and your D at a 8.86. Which is confluent with a lot of support, rejection, support. So confluence, support, support, support. If you're going to have a counter trend rally, I don't see why you don't test 40.58. Now, if you want to play this strategically, kind of like what Mike teaches in his videos, right? Follow this trend. You can kind of disregard this low, and when it gapped and bullishly engulfed, I think you can start from this trend here, right? Or if you want to be even more conservative, play it from the low and run up. It's just you're having acceleration of price in the positive direction. So I think if you break this trend here and this candle here on the 4 hour, this is when you'd want to flip bearish again. But as it stands, this is bullish price action. The only thing I had a little bit concern for was the volume. On increasing price, you're seeing decreasing volume. But that's all right. I mean, you're coming to the end of the month here, so we'll see what this week brings. But you do have blackout for the Feds. You're not going to hear anything, so why wouldn't price be running up? Convince me otherwise. That's your 4 hour, that's your daily. Let's take a look at Nasdaq. It's the Nasdaq. All right, so what'd you do today? Bullish divergence still playing out. Positive momentum still building. You did see follow through. Regardless, I mean, you look where you were today. Intraday trading. This was a great, we did talk about this last week's video, some pullback. I spoke about it on Apple, but specifically on the Nasdaq. I'd also mentioned sellers would try to fade this rally. They did, and buyers stepped right back in. Like I'm telling you, this bullish engulfing candle here, yeah, I do think the Nasdaq's lagging. Absolutely. But
to push through.
With the Nasdaq lagging, that can only mean you should see this point break. If not, cautiously optimistic, right? Until you break the B, so same thought process here. X, A, B, C, probably D, 786 or the 886. But if you're looking here, you want to see it break B point. If not, you're still, and look, you haven't even filled this gap. This market's just so illiquid. Clown markets, per usual. But let's just look at the technicals, right? You broke a past neutral. 50.3, right? So you are in the neutral zone. You do have an accelerating trend. But again, I want to see you get above B for you to be bullish again. How's audio, video, sound, all that? Give me a thumbs up if everything's all right. And we'll keep on going. Let's take a look at the 4 hour. So the 4 hour, I did have this as an area of accumulation. I think I mentioned this last time. But in this chop zone here, this is where you want to be accumulating. You are still breaking past the heart line of this downsloping parallel channel. And you are seeing bar over bar, higher highs, higher lows. That's what it is in the short term. But you want to get past, you want a candle close above this one on your 4 hour. So having your candle close above 10,964, and even more bullish is closing above this one here at 11,181. Positive momentum still building on the 4 hour. Daily, I think you're fine like a fruit fly until you're back above your B point. All right, so that's your Nasdaq. A little laggy, but I do think that was because of China today. I mean, China got destroyed.
I love China.
Destroyed, devastated.
I love China.
I mean, I love China too, but devastated, right? I mean, NEO, for one, destroyed. EDU, I think Mike even called that one out. BTC isn't looking hot. No, we'll get to that, but we'll get through that right after the index ones, actually. So that's your daily Nasdaq. Let's take a look at your Dow Jones. I mentioned this one being an outperformer, and look what it did. Look what it did. It gapped up. Absolutely.
Crazy son of a bitch, you did.
We've got a badass over here.
The Dow Jones is outperforming all of your Nasdaqs, your SPYs, and probably even your Russell too. Look at the Russell at a little over a quarter basis points, but you held the lows here. You double bottomed, and you're breaking past the heart line of this. Boomers are doing it again. Absolutely, but I mean, this is what you want to see, and if you want to follow this, and when you want to flip bearish, you break this trend, right? Follow your trend up. You break this, your trend is over. But just looking back from your August highs, right? You fell 16%. Why not see a counter rally trend? Boom. You're getting it. I mean, look at your RSI. 61, you're in the bullish control zone. Bulls are in control on your daily time frame. for the Dow Jones. You've broken your B point. I mean, the only problem here now is if you want to be cautiously optimistic, yes, 401k party dance, right? X, A, B, C. Where's, I mean, 786 is usually your first stop. Interesting. But I do think your pattern completion zone is going to be an 886 on this one. And if you do hit your 886 here, I'm sure it's confluent, right? Just make a horizontal trend. I mean, it's beautiful. Well, I mean, so potentially you will run up to see the 886 as well, but you're closer to seeing that resolution than any of the other ones. Let's take a look at the 4 hour. Look what you're doing on the 4 hour. This gives you even more reason to be a little bit more optimistic for the Dow. This is your 200 simple moving average on the 4 hour. Might go sideways for a little bit. Dow Jones, shorter time frames looking overbought. Probably. I mean, even look at your 4 hour. You're coming up to the top here, but look how high you've gone before, right? You've gone into 79, no problem, but then a massive drawdown. But right here, so you may even think we could be here. Sure, no problem. I don't disagree, but yours just here. On your 4 hour, you have room to run, room to run, room to run. Positive momentum still building. You're holding the 200 as a support for now. You may even backtest it tomorrow. You may even backtest the heart line of this parallel channel on the Dow, right? Close your gap, and then that would be even in confluence with this trend line here, where one possibly could enter along here and have a stop marginally below the supply line. I'm sorry, the demand line here, if you wanted to play it. Right now, I don't think there's any way you should be longing. You should have longed down here or here. That's your Dow. Let's get to the Russell. All right. I don't hate it. You know, positive momentum building. RSI. You were rejected previously at 51. You kind of look like you want to turn over at 50.8. You haven't done it yet, but you're back above where you want to be, right? So positive momentum is occurring. You're still above, right? You've jumped your creek now. IWM lagging big time. Yeah, for sure. The SPY and the Dow are really kind of what's running. But in the Nasdaq too, I think if you just didn't have that China fiasco, China, right? If you didn't have this China fiasco, you might see a little bit more positive price action on the Nasdaq. But just kind of looking back here at the Russell, you're back above this inflection point. But what happened last time, right? Almost, this is a bearish abandoned baby, right? You gapped up, gapped down, had follow through, right? So now what are you doing? Gapped up, filled the gap. Look at this. Sellers try to fade the rally, buyers stepping back up. That's what you want to see. Yes, absolutely. Any news can destroy these patterns, but what you want to really look for when you are having these patterns and the technical analysis that I'm providing, it's just the levels, right? Anything can happen, right? China says we're nuking the world. Price falls here, but if you hold here and you dance around here, you could even potentially enter along and have a stop marginally below these previous lows. That's all it is. It's just about the levels. Price breaks this level, where are you running to? Next level. Price is rejected at this level, where are you headed to? Next level. It's all about levels. It's not going to tell you, oh, price is going here. I'm not here to do any price predictions. That's not how it works. It just gives you the levels of key support and resistance, and then you want to look for bullish, like here, bullish candlesticks after a drawdown. So buyers stepping back up. You broke back out of this channel, what you've done several times before, and buyers push price back up. Look what you've done. Historically, price ran up, price ran up, price ran up, price ran up, price ran up. This is what goes on in this inflection point. And when you scroll back all the way, this is your pre-COVID crash high. This level is definitely being regarded by buyers and sellers, and you do see historical price action here. Daily on the IMWM, let's see. I'll even do the IWM. So you're saying this is a bearish hammer? I mean, it could be more of an indecision candle, maybe even a dragonfly. But yes, you would want to see if any price candle close take out these lows, you may want to be a little more bearish just because this isn't the best price action, but You didn't close at the lows. And always, again, remember, keep in mind, this bullish candle isn't invalidated until you break below 169. No, it's all good. All good, man. IWM, Dow Jones. All right, you mentioned Bitcoin, so I mean it is the Nasdaq, right? So this is the Nasdaq, right? It's going to do whatever the stock market does. It's just a tech stock. So Bitcoin on the daily, you did have, what was it, on Sunday, price ran up, tested these levels, seller stepped back up and said you shall not pass. And where is it going to head now? If you want to see any follow through here, you're likely to see the bottom of this again. But then I just anticipate buyers to step up. If you don't have buyers step up, I kind of brought this up on Friday. You may have absorption of remaining demand. All of this here, this is a demand line. All of this is accumulation from buyers. Once there are no more buyers, because look, again, lower high, lower high, lower high. Less market participants, less market participants, less market participants. That's just the technicals on it. And if you don't break above this, what have you done historically? Straight back down, 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 straight down. This is what happens in between these levels. It's like that Austin Powers movie, the meme, the truck is going in between two walls. You just can't get it going. That's where you are between 18.9 and 19.891. Bitcoin just can't turn around. But I mean, you're still bullish until you start breaking below these lows. So you could even be accumulating here if you believe that there is going to be a markup. All of this consolidation, there should be a resolution, either to the downside, to the upside. Take a look at the 4-hour Bitcoin. What are you doing? You're failing to hold the 200. What have you done here? Failed to hold the 200, failed to hold the 200, failed to hold the 200. So we'll see. Bitcoin, not in the most bullish context, but you've been like this. I mean, how long have we been going? It's the same price, the same day as June. June 19th, you do the same price. Incredible. Ethereum, how's Ethereum doing? Ethereum a little stronger, right? If we're looking at Ethereum here, 4-hour, I mean, this could even be a potential bullish flag, right? You're above the 200. You're above the key inflection point. You have bullish convergence on your RSI, bullish convergence on your MACD, bullish, bullish, higher high, higher low. Ethereum's okay. So you might see but I do kind of have this daily. If you drop below this inflection point of 1233, you're likely to see the lower end of this channel, but it hasn't happened yet. Not yet. So we'll see. I think, shout out Ethereum, outperforming, solid. All right, that's your crypto real quick. Let's get into some gold on the daily. Again, you know, if I'm just looking, oh, sorry, that's the wrong chart. I prefer this one. So kind of again where you are is less market participants own this asset than what? Than this. Less market participants own this asset, what? Than this, then this, then this, right? It's just nothing but lower highs, lower lows. But however, what are you doing differently this time? You are making a slightly higher low with bullish convergence, but you could say this is the same low and have hidden bullish divergence because, right, same low with higher low on your RSI, but even still, you're pointing down in the bearish control zone. Daily, you are losing. Look at this triple bullish divergence potentially, right? Your low, your higher low, your lower low with a higher low on momentum. Same low with higher low on negative momentum. So you are doing the right things if you want to be bullish on gold. But again, let's talk if you get above 1685, if not bearish. Because just zooming back out on the monthly one more time for everybody. This is not positive price action. Negative momentum is building. You are in the bearish control zone on the RSI. I think you need to get back above 1685. Unless, I mean, look, support. Didn't hold, dump. Follow through on your dump, right? So let's see. October's almost over. We'll see what the rest of it brings. But hey, we got some viewers here. Cool. Thanks for joining. Appreciate it. Hey, if you have any questions, I don't mind to explain anything. Or if you have some callouts for me, I can learn something from you. Please share. US oil. What are we doing? Macro. Lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high. But low, higher low. And bullish convergence, bullish convergence, bullish convergence, bullish convergence. Okay. You may see, and you're holding these highs from October 22nd. I'm sorry, of 21, right? So you're holding these, when you peaked out in October of 21, you're now holding that level as support. And what do you think you have here? If you break down this on a lower time scale, the 4-hour, yep, potential. XOM, probably, because there's an argument for bulls and for bears, right? You do have this momentum shifting structure where it could be a potential inverse head and shoulders on oil, but what you're failing to do is hold above the 200 moving average on the 4-hour. Volume, pathetic, right? In the measured move to put this back up to here, you know, I don't know what it's going to take for that to happen. I don't know who's going to come out and say they're not buying oil or they're buying oil. I just don't know. But in order to get here, you need to break the neckline. You haven't even broken the 200. So for now, this is just an idea. It's fun. It's fun to look at. Wow, it's pretty. Inverse head and shoulders. It's not doing anything, right? We want to see it break the neckline and then also break 97 if you want to talk about being bullish once again. But right now, I mean, an inverse head and shoulders is where you would expect it to be, right? You peaked out here on July of 2021. Now you're holding it as support. Bottom of a range. And what do you think we drew down, right? From the top to the lows here, you're down 38%. Would it be inappropriate to see a counter trend rally? Why not? But let's see. Break the neckline. Break the neckline. Let's get into the VIX. Check it out on the daily. All right, so you did break this kind of local upsloping demand line here with some follow through. Price action ran up. It looks like sellers kind of front run this level and shorted again. You are seeing more follow through. And if this is the case with the VIX, you still have bearish divergence. This is the daily time frame, keep in mind. Playing out, negative momentum still building. But look what's happening on your RSI. You're hitting slightly below 50. You're bouncing back up into neutral. Could you run up for a counter trend? Sure. But on the VIX, to be positive again, I want to see you back above 31.26. If not, you're likely to see the lower end here. And why not tag the 200 again? Let's see the 4-hour. I mean, it's even more clear here. But let's see if there's any divergence here. No. One low, higher low, one low, higher low. You could have, if you start to pivot here on the VIX, you would have some hidden bullish divergence. Low, lower low, meaning sellers are trying hard to push the price down, but price is staying and making a higher low than previous low, with momentum going lower than your previous low. So sellers are trying hard to push this price down. XOM, I'm sorry, you want to look at that one. So for XOM, I mean, you have earnings. I don't like playing earnings because you never know what's going to happen, but that's on the 28th. You do have a couple days. And if you want to have confirmation to get puts, I know you saw a massive increase on puts being bought, but I think they're just guessing because right now you have a higher high than this high where you topped out and price reversed from June. Right now you're making a higher high than that. I think if you set your alarm here, price begins to drop below this trend, sure, you could set a short, but you want to break these lows here, 102. So if you start breaking down below this line, your demand line, and you start breaking these peaks, that's when it would be appropriate to short. You do have decreasing volume, meh, positive momentum still building. Daily time frame, you're not even overbought. You have room to run. But if you like your lower time scales, I'll do the hour. Not really a fan of the hour, but it can be leading indicator sometime. So, for example, to your point, right? You have a high on your MACD histogram island here. Your second higher high has lower positive momentum. So what is this? Chat, can you tell me what this is right here? Let's see the RSI. Kind of the same levels of momentum on the RSI. Slightly lower. So one high, higher high. Lower momentum, lower momentum. There's bearish divergence on both oscillators for the hour. That's right, negative divergence. You got it. So one could, but you could just run down, because look what else you're doing. Look at this negative momentum. Look how hard sellers are trying to push price down, and you're not doing anything. So this low here, you've already have some hidden bullish divergence. If you pivot, right, you could come down, test these lows, hold it, then you'd have hidden bullish divergence where here's your low with some negative momentum. You have higher levels of negative momentum while price makes the same low. That's going to be hidden bullish divergence. So we'll see what this ushers in. But again, the 1 hour is less reliable than the 4 hour or the daily. So if I'm taking any positions, it's on the 4 hour or the daily. Right now, I don't have a case to be, except here, 4 hour, but you do have this one, right? So if you're going off these peaks here, look at this histogram island, low, higher, high, low, higher, high. That's bullish convergence. And look at your pullback. Small volume of negative pressure. Here's your bullish candle, higher volume. And again, this is your 4 hour. So more reliable than your 15-minute, your 1 hours. And then your daily, you don't even see any of this stuff, right? You're just making higher highs, higher highs, higher highs. Candle after candle, right? So I think if you want to be bearish, you got to wait for this trend to break. And then you got to break these peaks here. So I'd go short 102 and below, right? You have some gaps down here to fill. So we'll see. I mean, energy's been on fire. Apple doing Apple, right? We spoke about this on last Friday. Volume's not where you really want it to be, but meh, it's still higher than the previous last week. So what I was talking about last week on Friday was you have this bullish bat at the pattern completion zone where you had support, 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 rejection, 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 right? So this is definitely a level of inflection. You did jump the creek, right? You hear your supply, 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 demand, right? You can see the shift in momentum now. I was talking about if you did see a pullback into probably the halfway point of this candle, sellers trying to fade this rip, that's where I'm buying. So this is where I took my position here. Not really at the all the way low, but about 146. I bought some shares. My stop loss is now break even. I do plan to close about half of that position around 151 and let the rest ride. At this point, if you're gonna, I mean, look, earnings is 27th. You have 3 more days for this to build. I don't see why you don't see the top of this range. Plus, I won't be holding for earnings, but we'll see what happens. You could even run up and back test this 200, then sell off. So something to keep in mind. Tesla lost some power today, right? But what happened? That same level we talked about on Friday. Buyer stepped up and said, nope, bullish. Above 209.07, you are bullish. Support, 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 support. Rejection. Buyers wouldn't let it stay. What's the lower range? On Tesla? If you don't hold 209.07, you're headed to 181 in time. Every time historically you've done that. Boom. Boom. Under that, I don't even have it plotted. You can guess where it's going, right? Just looking at how many times it's held in the past, right? So where's all the peaks? Probably here, right? Price was rejected here, peaked out here and reversed. 153. Oh, Apple? Sorry. So Apple, you'll probably, if you don't hold 134, you'll likely see 122 in time, just based on price having a reaction here and reversing. Same thing, price not being able to hold under, holds as support, reverses, holds as support, reverses, holds out as rejection, right? Boom, rejected, boom, rejected, boom. So I think that's a key level, but we'll have to keep in mind. But I think you got to hit first 138, 134 to even be thinking about 122. But Apple, I think it's strong. It's very strong. Amazon. Is that even a higher high than Friday? My God, it is. Nice. We get a horn for Amazon. Crazy. Look at that selling pressure today. And what happened? Buyers stepped up. Buyers are stepping up. That's what's going on. You have a silent week from the Fed. You have a whole lot of earnings going on. Who was earnings today? Can you let me know? We'll take a look. But yeah. And look at, speaking of, Amazon. Look at all of this selling pressure just to do what? A higher high on price than Friday. RSI, bullish control zone, MACD, positive momentum still building. Again, you do have earnings, and these things could just completely get destroyed on earnings. So we'll see. How about the Dixie Chicks? You're holding for now. This is your daily time frame, dollar. Bounced off the neutral zone. If you do pivot here, you'll have some more hidden bullish divergence, right? You have a low, low, higher low with a lower low of negative momentum building. We'll see if this holds, right? You broke your demand line first, but you held your support here, these local peaks. You break below those, you're probably down to here, hold these, 110. But we'll see. First, you got to break 111.56. So that's your markets. Oil. Oh, we didn't do silver. I know there's some people who really want to see silver. Let's go through the silver market. So I think you have a nice little demand line here. You are holding. You could potentially, right? One low. I call this the same low, right? But you do have hidden bullish divergence because look how much selling pressure came in to push price down, right? Sellers tried once, failed. Sellers tried twice, failed. Right? First time nobody knows, second time everybody knows. Could this be a double bottom? Maybe. Get price above 19,846. Then we can look at being bullish again. Oh, you sent a screenshot? Let's see. Nice. Okay, nice. But again, look at your macro trend, right? So less market participants, less market participants, less market participants. But locally, what are you doing? Is this a double top? Market participants say no, right? You need to break this neckline here, which you can't do. If this wants to be a double top, you need to break this neckline to see follow through. Measure move of that neckline. Take neckline to the top. And of course, you have some confluence with these peaks and valleys over here. It's possible these could be your levels, but too soon. Let's see you hold between this kind of range bound right now. Monthly, this is what I love to show on the monthly. Just, I mean, it could take a couple months, could take a year, 6 months. But look what you're doing on silver monthly. 2008 peak, right? You tweezer top, saw the bottom of the range, couldn't hold it. So this might be your next range down here, actually. But as soon as you got back into the range, straight up, right? So in between these two levels, straight down, straight up, straight down, straight up, straight down, straight up, straight down, straight up. spend enough time below this level and the 200 on the monthly, I mean, it's why not straight down again? But again, keep in mind, this could take 6 months, a year. Hey, shout out Scott. I appreciate the feedback, man. So yeah, if you want to be bullish again, let's get above 19,846, then let's talk. Until then, it's not bullish. This is not bullish price action. You're in the bearish control zone. Again, this is the monthly. Negative momentum beginning to wane. Volume is increasing, but you're being rejected, not... Right? You had it as support, not support, rejection, rejection. That's 2 solid months of being rejected. But you are seeing higher highs on price for now. How about the 10-year? What did the yields do today? Oh, this is the month, sorry. They're mooning still, right? The daily. It's the daily. Tell me you bullishly engulf this potential shooting star. Of course. Of course. I think we even talked about this previously. No. It's the daily. Maybe on the weekly. Yeah, so it's back here. Your potential shooting star. You did see follow through, but right now, I mean, again, so if you want to kind of just keep in mind where you are, you could ride this trend tight. You begin to break, you know yields are reversing. But as it stands, it's hard to be bullish in these markets when yields, I mean, we're raising basis points even more over the next month and the following month. So TLT, again, you thought this could be a bullish abandoned baby, but we didn't see any follow through to the upside. We actually saw follow through to the downside. Negative momentum still building. RSI just so oversold. I mean, look at volume coming in too. Again, I don't see why you don't see 91.22 in time. Let's take a look at NEO real quick. Devastated. But are you forming a hammer? But look at this volume. My God. How far? All right. So last time you saw this volume, interesting fact, right? Volume, peak, volume, peak, daily time frame. What'd you do? Ran back. What are you going to do here? Right? We'll have to see what follow through there is, but you do have earnings, a couple weeks out, no big deal. RSI, devastated. Have you seen these levels? You have. October 19th. Wow. So, we'll have to keep an eye on this. I think buyers did step in. You did see 832. Did you fill the gap though here? That's another question. Not yet. Interesting. Which is a nice level, right? Price reacted, rejected. Price interacts with this level, sells off. Let's see if we can make it down here. Potentially get some bids coming in. We'll see. EDU, I think. I mean, China was just destroyed. Holding the 200. Earnings in 3 days. I don't think you're going to hold this for long. But let's see. I mean, if you break to 200, that's where I'd be shorting. You're a little short now. I'm sorry, you're a little late to the party. You should have been shorting at this double top over here with this bearish divergence on the MACD and the RSI. Entering a short around 28 would have been very frugal, right? Beautiful. How's Ford? So you have RSI becoming neutral, positive momentum beginning to build on the MACD, and you didn't take out the previous day's lows. You know, I just don't see, if you want to look on the macro on Ford, well, it was probably a big bat here too, right? X, A, B, C, D, the 886. Let's see. Did we hit the 886? So keep in mind, anytime you're using Fibonacci's, it's always going to be relative. You always want to do it like you're reading a book. So it's always going to be left to right. You never go right to left, and it's always relative to what you're measuring. So if I'm measuring from this discernible low here, which happens to be the COVID crash lows, look what you're doing. You hit the 886, right? So 886 is going to always be a value perceived area. Think of it as 88% off, right? If you loved Ford at $5, I think, sorry, this is the wrong Ford. Nobody told me. There we are. So again, same concept, right? Left to right. Your highs. You're only at a 618 here, and you're double bottoming at the 618. Also, what are you doing here? Hidden bullish divergence, right? You have your low, your slightly higher low with a significantly lower low. So sellers tried so hard to push this price down, but they couldn't break these previous lows from July. So as you're double bottoming here, and what are you doing? You're holding the 618. So beautiful. I mean, you could even be working on another W, right? X, A, B, C, D. So we'll see. But first you got to go level by level. Can we get a retrace back up to the 200? Potentially. But if you want to be bullish on this, any type of price action below 1109, you're done. Get out. There's no need to play with it anymore. So between 1109 and 1053, yeah, this is your level here. So you could potentially even buy in here if you find that you find price coming down in here. You get a bullish engulfing candle. Your past earnings, there's bullish divergence on the MACD or RSI. You could be bearish? Yeah, of course. I mean, nothing in the macro says be bullish whatsoever. I mean, look at Tesla today, dropping prices 5% in China.
I love China.
So, I mean, there's not much to be bullish on. Just these technical indicators that we're identifying here for you in the bear market. Keep in mind, you're in the bear market, but you're finding these bullish indicators. You're double bottoming at Fibonacci retracement levels, the 618. It's stronger, but perceived value is at your 786 and your 886. But yeah, could you see a counter trend rally? Sure. You could even see a counter trend rally make a lower high with higher momentum on your MACD oscillator, giving you bearish divergence, and then you dump, and now you don't hold this low here and you head back down to the 786. So I think in time, but you know, maybe that's the end of the year dump and flush out we're all waiting for, right? But just with everything that's going on, record numbers of puts being bought, and just all the talking heads on TV, everything's just so confusing. All you can do is really turn off the news, turn off the TV, just follow price action. Oops. So that's Ford. Nothing to write home about, but if you did want to play it, you could play this bullish engulfing candle here, right? So if you wanted to take an entry and play earnings, which I don't see why you would, you do have increasing volume, approaching neutral, positive momentum building, and you could put a stop slightly below 1165. But why? You know, there's so many other assets out there. So yeah, I think that's what we have for across the markets. Take a look at futures. It's all positive, right? You're seeing positive momentum, positive price action, RSI, bullish control zone. The only thing is just volume is decreasing, but you could still run up and touch the top of this range here as volume decreases. No problem, right? Apple, Amazon, dollar, VIX, Russell. Awesome, guys. Well, how about one more, Mr. Netflix? How did we hold up today? Okay. So we did mention this last time about potentially filling the gap. And look what you're doing today. You didn't quite back test the 200, but look at your selling pressure on very small volume. So above 200 and above these local peaks here, you're fine. Like a fruit fly again, of course. Your macro is bearish, super bearish. But why not see a counter trend rally? I mean, market's been devastated. Everybody's bearish. Right, record numbers of puts. So we'll see what happens. We'll have to see what tomorrow's price action does. But as far as everything else, oh, I did post a UPS, I think yesterday. You did see a reaction today, but higher volume, And look what you did. A lot of selling pressure came in, right? So on this high volume, what did the 4-hour look like? Still bar over bar higher highs. But on decreasing volume, I think people are just getting nervous for earnings, which is tomorrow. We'll see. You know, technical analysis is never really going to tell you what direction price is going to head, especially with the earnings coming up. They could do amazing run to the top and overperform this bat here, right? First target, second target. And if earnings plays out and some surprise, you'll probably see the top of the range here at 1940. I'm sorry, at 185.47, which is 11% upside from here. But again, I don't expect that. And look what you're doing on positive momentum still building, RSI in the bullish control zone. Not bad. So yes, be bearish for earnings. If you want to play them with small positions, small good decisions, guys. And I think that's going to be it for today. Real quick, just through the markets. I appreciate you guys showing up, showing support. I appreciate it so much, and thank you again to Mike letting me stream for you guys. And I'll try to be back tomorrow. We'll see, potentially around 8 p.m., maybe 4. We'll see what the day brings. But thank you guys so much, and until next time, let your winners run and respect your stops, guys. All right? See ya. Thanks.